Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions about your service business and we've got your answers. Today's question comes from Elliot. He's a small residential cleaner, wants to grow, and he's starting to wonder, given the slow season, if chasing after commercial accounts might not be a good idea. So let's break this down. How do you get commercial accounts? How do you transition if you haven't done it before? Or how do you actually use that to help grow and propel your business and meet some of your goals and objectives? It's certainly doable, and I've seen it work for quite a number of cleaners. The good. So, contract work. That's kind of cool. Gives you a steady flow of income. It's usually immune to the ebbs and flows if you can get it on a quarterly or even a monthly basis. And there's just a handful of things that make doing commercial work attractive. It's easy to clean too, right? Usually these are big open spaces. You're passing through cubicles, maybe doing a front lobby. And it's just, especially at night when there's nobody there, it makes it super easy to get the job done. The other thing I like about commercial clients is you don't need 3,000 of them. If you're doing regular recurring work, a handful of them will really pay the bills. Now the bad, night work, right? Not necessarily fun, especially if you're small and not yet growing your staff. Do you have the fortitude to be able to work both a day shift and a night shift and maybe sleep on that swing shift, get a little food and go again? It's not easy to do, certainly easier as your staff gets larger, so it really depends on where you're at in your business, but working at night sometimes, unless you're built for it, just plain sucks. Now, let's say you have a couple contracts that say, no, we don't want you here at night. You have to clean towards the end of the day. Well, that sucks too. Working around people is not necessarily fun. They've always kind of got their eye out for you while you're doing your work. And the noise, especially in a call center or a quiet environment, may not be the greatest thing, and you're not going to be beloved by the employees. The other thing that's tough is because you have such a small client base, a single contract loss can be a big deal, especially if they're a big client and have a large portion of your monthly revenue. And so that's something you want to be careful with. There might not be any long-term love between you and the company. This is a business-to-business relationship. Now, all relationships are people-based. You've heard me talk about that before. But what if Sally, right, the lady who absolutely loves you as a service provider, up and quits, gets fired, like something happens and Sally's no longer there. Now you get some young Susan who's got something to prove, and she goes to shaving off the amount that she has to pay per square foot for the cleaning services you provide, finding another cleaner to get that done, and you're out of a contract. If you're new to the commercial game, there's a handful of ways to build up your client base, your sales, and your execution. We'll go over them here, but it's a slightly different game than running after your residential clients. Let's talk about marketing. So my favorite part about this is, if you're a good salesperson, there is no reason to be the cheap cleaner. Let's say you have 50 accounts that you're doing on a regular basis. You could pretty much talk to those guys on a daily basis, maintaining a really good relationship and executing a high quality of work. When you do that, you can command decent prices. And yeah, sometimes you'll get bumped out of a contract, but going and picking it up is not a big deal. When you've got somebody who's willing to pay for it, it makes generating the horsepower in your company that you need to grow it that much easier. Pick a target demographic, right? Maybe 2 or 3 of them. Maybe you do all the dentist offices within a 40-mile radius. Get in that mindset. That way you can say, hey, look, I do so-and-so's dentistry down the street. I'm already familiar with the guidelines and the stuff that you guys need. I can just do this for you and knock it out, and it'll be clean, and none of your people that are sitting in the lobby waiting to get their teeth clean have to stare at dirty carpet wondering what's going to go in their mouth. Think about it like this. When you're marketing for residential work, you're often casting a huge net, right? You want a top of funnel experience. That's why I talk about social media so much. You can create that engagement with the audience and then hope after time the brand recognition seeps in and enough of them buy on a regular basis to keep you afloat. But there's another way to approach commercial clients. Instead of casting a big net, think about it like this. You're headhunting. You're actually seeking out individuals and then trying to gain their business. It's not the same approach. and when done correctly, can be highly effective. So let's talk about the sales approach. This is old school sales, right? Knocking on doors, glad handing. I'll take a page out of Howard Partridge's playbook when he talks about the law of reciprocity, bringing donuts to the girls in the front office. And almost nothing will get you faster to the manager's desk than giving chocolates or donuts to the nice ladies at the front desk. Cold calling is certainly something you can do, although I'm not a fan, but if you do, take a look at the market, make sure you target a certain demographic, and then you can use a program like LinkedIn to really go after a handful of people. When you do that, you're looking for a wider net, and then you're gonna handhold those people that bite. But again, keep the value of your services high, because this is where you're gonna draw your growth revenue. Follow-up mailing is a great idea, doing what you say you're going to do. So when you shake somebody's hand and say, I'll be in touch, make sure you're in touch. When you say, I'll send you something in the mail, make sure you send them something in the mail. And for a good commercial presence and a good sales presence, it's a good idea to have a set of collateral. So I'm talking about a folder that is fairly well branded with your information that contains a handful of business cards and some loose leaflets about the different services that you provide. That way, when they're sitting at the desk later, they're 10 minutes from going home, they can pick up that thing and leaf through it. You're giving them a very good impression of your company and allowing them to see the value that you're gonna bring to their organization. Sample cleanings are a good idea. Look, if you're landing a regular contract, spending an hour doing the front foyer so that it's amazing is actually positive ROI in the marketing front, especially if you can land the deal. So execution, like how do you make it work? Obviously, again, working at night, doing the janitorial thing, not fun, but something you got to prep for. And so when you're looking at that, maybe you're starting to take, if you're a residential cleaner already, and you're scheduling more morning jobs, maybe not so many afternoon jobs, so you can get a little nap before you have to hit it at night. You can also switch things up by putting some of your day cleanings in the beginning of the week and your night cleanings at the end of the week. Grouping that stuff together is always a good idea. Grow your staff off the contracts you land. Your smartest position, the best use of your time is selling these jobs. And so if you can land a handful of contracts before you even have the people to actually do them and then find the people on the backside, that's not an unsmart way to do it. It's a little more risky, but it's less risky than hiring the people, not having the work, and then trying to scrape it up, right? It all depends on what your poison is. And then kill it, like seriously, do an amazing job. Make them come in the morning and go, whoa, what just happened? Like you want them talking about it. Use tricks and unexpected treats, maybe leaving little candy on people's desks or little notes like, thanks for keeping your desk clean. Just little things like that can go a very long way in the work environment, especially since it's its own social incubator, and then people will talk and share that information at the water cooler. The other reason, of course, to do a good job is nobody wants those Post-it notes left all over the place telling you how to do your job because you did a crap job last time. Go above and beyond, and make sure that it's noticed. So when you do that, then you confirm your position, even if Sally and Susan have an argument about which service provider they should go to. All right, guys, wrapping up, 3 main points on attracting, maintaining, and executing commercial clients. Don't be the cheapskate. Build an amazing service and charge accordingly. Number 2, old school sales for the win, like knocking on doors, glad handing, kissing babies, schmoozing up to little old ladies in front desks. That's how you win commercial work. And number 3, wow them with the unexpected. Until next time, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out the demo, and give us a call.